Well, really, really proud of our team. Obviously, DePaul was they were on fire, and Struess was on fire, and I think our fans got a glimpse the second half of what he's capable of. I thought Davion did a terrific job on him the first half, limiting his looks, finding him in transition. And, they made some really good adjustments to how we guarded him at their place. And then, with Davion's injury and foul trouble, all of a sudden we had guys guarding him that hadn't guarded him in practice. We had guys guarding some guys that we were helping off that didn't guard those guys in practice because, Davion and Tyshawn are a pretty important part of that. So, we had some guys out there in different spots, and everybody contributed. And obviously Mitch had, one of those nights that was incredible. It was fun to watch. And, Teeny gets a double-double, and Marcus gets 10 assists. So I'm just really proud of our team. And, it was a great finish to the season. Puts us in a position where we don't have to play in that play-in game. And, I don't think many people probably had us pegged to tie for third place in this league. And given some of the things that we've been through, it's a pretty incredible achievement by this group of guys that they were able to do that.
Questions for anybody, including the coach?
Hey, Mitch, first of all, how do you get started like that? And then when you're in that zone, what does it feel like?
Getting started, it's just honestly after your last game, I shot like 2 for 10 from the three-point line, and my guys and Mac and even the athletic director just giving me tips and staying with me, just putting that confidence still in me. And when you have your whole team and your coaching staff just believing in you, it makes it pretty easy just to keep going. And then I don't even remember the first look, but the first look I got, it felt wide open. And oh yeah, it was
exactly wide open.
It wasn't. I mean, I don't know. I don't even. But it felt good. Earlier in the season, or these last few games, I've been struggling from the three-point line, and I just got it kind of in a tight shot pocket, and then my elbow was a little higher on the release point. So getting that first one to go, and then everybody else just kind of playing to find you. I mean, it feels good. Obviously, when you get in that zone, and I don't think I've ever been in a zone like that, so it's pretty fun.
The first play of the half, but in the warm-ups, it looked like you shot it because you knew that. Did you know that play was coming?
Yeah, Mac drew it up for me in the huddle, in the halftime in our locker room, and I was like, well, I might as well get one up because he's always telling me to practice that shot, and I always practice it, but he doesn't think I do sometimes. But so I had to get one up before we went into the huddle for the second half, and then they chased it, and Teeny set a good screen, and I was wide open, so it felt good to get one down because the last time he drew one up for me, I smoked it.
What happened on the rest of the guys, like when he's on fire like that, obviously it gives you a lift. Can you kind of talk about the pressure that takes off your shoulders and just how it flows to the team?
Yeah, I mean, Mitch deserves every one of them, man. He's the guy shooting that ball in the gym all day long. I mean, I come to practice still dressed up. He's already shooting. I'm going to do treatments. He's still shooting, and he deserves what he did tonight. It definitely gives us a lift. I celebrate his threes just like everybody else's. I mean, it's still team basketball, and tonight he was unbelievable. So,
Mac, did you guys make more of an emphasis to get him looks, him coming off of?
I mean, we always. I mean, it's an emphasis to get all of our shooters looks. But I thought the guys did a great job after he hit a couple. There were some screens off the ball as part of our motion. I thought Marcus and Davion in transition had a good idea, like, okay, where's Mitch? We got out and ran. And, the plan was to really try to use our depth. I felt like we had a little more depth than they did. Obviously, the foul trouble in the first half, and then Davion's injury put a hold on that. But our guys did a great job of finding him.
On top of that, can I answer that too? What KJ said at senior night, talking about Coach Mack, like the culture and the play style he's built here in his 9 years or something. So obviously, like, those shots just come in the flow of the offense, and you just have to knock them down. Like I felt like 10 good looks again in the last game, but sometimes that's just the way basketball is. Sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't. So that's credit to his offensive mind and the way he just instills that in us and gets us to move the ball and really play for each other.
Martin, you guys have won 5 in a row. What to you stands out about what's led to that turnaround? At obviously at a point in the year when you had to get wins.
yeah, coming off each win, coaches were telling us just play like we just lost. Play with that grit, play with energy, do what we do, and obviously our defense has gotten better, and that what's got us a couple games too.
As both players, what maybe some of the principles that Coach Lusk has tried to implement with the defense this year, maybe when did it start to register where maybe it's more about your instincts and less about your thought process where you can kind of just fly around and not think about it?
I probably think it started to register maybe like the fifth game in Big East play. Obviously, we went to Providence and shot the ball well, and we were able to win. And we weren't solid on the defensive end, but we were pretty good. And then we kind of took steps backwards. And I remember having a conversation with Mac, like, I had been struggling on the defensive end, and Mac just said, like, listen to Les, because Les, I mean, he's been doing this for a long time, and he really knows what he's doing. So when the head honcho kind of the guy is telling you that, listen to this guy, it puts a lot of confidence in him, and just to execute his game plans and his mastermind on the defensive end and putting Mac's mind on the offensive end, it's a pretty good duo. And if we can just execute the game plans that they put in place for us, then we can be pretty impressive, like we've been, I feel like, the last 5 games.
Yeah, just like Mitch said, sometimes coaches put out a real tough game plan and we have to execute it. But I think Paul did a great job stopping the video film, stopping us on the court and explaining why is this like that, and just putting us on the right spot, like holding us and putting us in gaps and stuff. So that really helped us a lot.
And I think on top of that, at any time you have a new coach, and we changed responsibilities a little bit this year, did our scouting a little different. I think with repetition comes, to your point, John, guys aren't thinking as much the more you do it. And the game plans, why they may change, it's probably something we've done at some point before and the guys have practiced before. So just the more you do it, I think you quit thinking and you start playing. And the aggressive nature with how they've approached this has been really impressive. That first 14 possessions of the game where they had 2 points, I mean, we were all over the place. And it's really that the team that played in early January would not have been capable of that. So it's a credit to, obviously, our staff. Paul's done a terrific job leading that charge, but the guys have bought in. Without that buy-in, it doesn't happen.
Now, when did you kind of, maybe let that start to happen a little bit more? Because defensively, usually you don't want to foul a lot, and with the way you guys have been aggressive in passing lanes, that can lead to more fouls, I guess, but you also get more steals out of it.
Yeah, I still don't want to foul a lot. That hasn't changed, and these guys know that. But, we have to do some things because of our size, our lack of size, to make sure that we're not getting beat up in the post. We're not getting him saddled with a bunch of fouls. So, you have different ways that you can attack that. And then we're just blessed that, Teeny's, I think, is one of the best in the country on ball screens, on being able to hedge. It's very difficult to do. We won't understand that till he's gone someday. But I don't take it for granted. But I have confidence in my staff, and obviously we all put the game plan together. But that starts with those guys, with Paul in particular, and then we tweak it as we go. And there's a lot of give and take. Like, guys ask questions, they'll say to rewind it. They'll ask a question, what about this? And the longer you're together, some coaches aren't okay with the players stopping and questioning what we're doing. We're okay with that. They have to believe in it. If they don't believe in it, it doesn't work. So it's our job to get them to believe, and we all have to be on the same page, and for the most part we have been.
Mitch, you had one of those threes touched a couple sides of the rim. I think it sat on the rim. I mean, does that drop on a different night?
Shooter's touch, man.
Yeah, I've been looking for that. No, that shot, I knew I left it short. I thought it was gonna front rim and go out, but then when I saw it go down, I really didn't know what to do. Like, I just thought about celebrating, but then my celebrating was terrible, and I don't know. I hope nobody got that, but it just went down. I didn't know what to do. I was just like, whatever. It's just that type of day.
What happened on the one you missed?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
In and out, kind of rushed it. Yeah. It's okay. Elbow got a little flat.
Yeah. Did you want 40?
Honestly, Jordan was like, we came out of a huddle late in the game, and Jordan's like, he's like, he's like, you're fake if you don't 40 or above. And I was like, I had no clue. So then I looked up at the scoreboard and it said I had 39. But honestly, I don't really care about that. I just want to win games. I want to win the biggest tournament. I want to win a tournament game. I want to make it to the Sweet 16. I don't really care.
If you
about
could make a free throw, you'd add 40.
Yeah, and I smoked a free throw. Gauge was in my head, man.
Thanks for everything.
Hey, that's that 99 I was talking about.